At the edge of town, in the darkest, most secluded spot, stood an old, dilapidated house. There were terrifying rumors about it every Halloween. A fog would creep over the house like a living creature, and those who dared enter that night were never seen again. Locals said the fog seeped into your mind, that it knew your thoughts, creeping up on you until you were truly alone. But 17-year-old Jake didn't believe in ghost stories. Fairy tales for kids, he'd laugh, until his friends dared him to spend the night in that very house to prove that it was just an empty legend. Confident, Jake accepted the challenge. Armed with only a flashlight and a video camera, he was determined to capture everything and finally put the myth to rest. Standing before the house, a chill ran down Jake's spine, but he quickly brushed off his fear. "I'm not backing out now," he whispered, stepping through the creaky door, which slammed shut behind him with a loud bang. Narrow hallways with peeling wallpaper stretched around him, and the air was thick with the musty scent of old wood. But the real horror began when the fog, like a snake, started to seep into the house through closed windows and doors, slowly wrapping itself around every corner. Jake turned on his camera to capture the strange sights that seemed to appear within the dense, white fog. Voices, whispering his name, echoed from dark corners, and Jake felt panic clawing at him. But he wasn't about to give in. "It's just my imagination," he told himself, trying to stay calm. At one point, Jake noticed an old journal lying on the floor. He picked it up and flipped through its yellowed pages. The journal told stories of past victims of the cursed house people who, like him, had entered to confront their fears. They, too, had recorded their experiences before disappearing without a trace. The voices grew louder. Now he could make out individual words: pleas, deathbed cries. The fog thickened, and Jake felt his mind beginning to cloud, as though the house itself was starting to consume him. His breathing became shallow and rapid. He tried to find the way out, but he realized he was lost. Panic overwhelmed him, and the camera slipped from his hands, crashing to the floor. In the final seconds of the recording, the fog closes in from all directions, like coiling gray hands reaching for Jake. The camera catches one last glimpse of his terrified face, followed by a piercing scream, and the image cuts off abruptly. The next day, Jake's friends found his camera on the doorstep of the house. The footage only showed distorted silhouettes and whispers, growing louder in the final moments. "Soon they'll come for you too."